those that would like to participate, I want to lead in the word of prayer, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Can we bow our heads, please? Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, asking you to give us clarity, understanding, patience, and love for the decisions that we have to make. Father, watch over the citizens as well as our staff. Lift everyone up. Thank God for a peaceful weekend. These things we say in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Member Sylvia.
Present.
Councilmember Williams.
Present.
Councilmember Balls.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Bench.
Present.
Councilmember Ostache.
Present.
Councilmember Garcia is excused. Councilmember Flores.
Present.
Councilmember Copeland.
Present.
Mayor Moore.
Present.
8 members present, 1 absent. You have a quorum.
This is a public meeting of the City Council. Audience, we must ask you to refrain from booing, clapping, and any obnoxious behavior. And for all of the council people up on board, up on front, please silence your devices as well as your phones. Audience, I ask that you do the same thing. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. We have announcements. I have a couple. The city's waste convenience station is open the second Saturday of the month. And it will be open this Saturday, August 12th, from 8 a.m. until noon. And city residents can drop off items that are not collected at your curbside. Also, a reminder that yard waste collection is on your regular trash day. And stickers are available in the city clerk's office during regular business hours. Mayor, that takes us into public input.
The purpose, speakers will be asked to come to the podium. The clerk will call you to the podium. You have 3 minutes to speak, in which is timed by the clerk. When your 3 minutes are up, you may take a couple seconds to complete your statement and to wrap it up. Please speak clearly. Get your main points out. And please, if you will, adjust the mic so we can hear you. Madam Clerk.
Our first speaker is Rosemary Hayes.
Good evening, Mayor Moore,
Good evening.
council members,
Good evening.
and distinguished guests. My name is Rosemary Hayes. I'm 61 years old. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and my family moved to Birmingham, Michigan in 1968. I attended Marion High School and the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. I graduated in 1983 with a degree in Bachelor of Fine Arts. I'm an award-winning fine artist and an award-winning graphic designer. I've had distinguished clients, including the National Infantry Museum in Georgia, FTD, Ford Motor Company, General Motors. Locally, I've done work for A&D Home Health Care, Michigan Sugar Company, the Temple Theater, the Saginaw Art Museum, and I'm here today on behalf of the people of Saginaw County and the city of Saginaw. I found it necessary to be a professional advocate in the development of the design for the silo mural project on the river in the city of Saginaw. This morning, I had a great conversation with Mr. Mike Richmond. He works for the Pumpney County, Indiana Convention Visitors Bureau and the Park Services. In 2019, the Pumpney County finished a silo mural project that is beyond gorgeous. Unfortunately, I didn't have the budget to print out color pictures for you, but you can go online at the Pumpney County and Google their silo mural. In the process that they went through, Mr. Richmond described to me this morning, was what I would recommend for the city of Saginaw and the county of Saginaw. This was a Putnam County project with DePauw University. They took 4 months to interview the residents of Putnam County at state fairs, at farmers markets, on different social events. They hired a marketing service, online marketing service to get information as far as what residents would like to see on the silos, what type of imagery to represent their community. And even though this $750,000 budget, according to Mr. Preston, Mr. Flegenheimer, is being raised through private donations and matched money through the Lansing Economic Development Corporation.
We need you to wrap it up now.
So I just wanted to let you know that I highly recommend to follow the Putnam County and to not hire the Madrid artist, because it is not in the best interest. His work is very controversial, and I included some of his artwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tina Swanton.
Good evening. My name is Tina Swanton, and I thank you for allowing me to speak to you again this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I could say that for the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and it still wouldn't give me the time to truly express my gratitude for the motion that Councilman Copeland put forward to all of you at the last meeting for the food club that you passed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Outside of saying thank you, I also wanted to bring you an update of funding toward the food club as I promised in the past. So in front of you, you have the most recent fundraising efforts and the most current budget of our fundraising that I am happy to now share that our gap continues to narrow, and we are within about $750,000 of a $5 million goal. That's awesome, so thank you. So some of the pending dollars that you'll see there, we will learn as soon as yet this month. Some of them are in a couple more months to follow. So I will just ask that in September, as you continue to reallocate and send out funds through the ARPA funding, please consider to reevaluate and look at any remaining gaps in the funding needs for this project. Just to make sure that it is fully completed. I don't need the whole $1 million that you have allocated for the food security piece, but I might need like 200,000 or 400,000. So I will continue to give you any updates as I have them. If you have any connections or businesses that you know like to put their name on something, I'm doing huge sponsorships right now, so I would be happy to take any of those contacts. And again, I just want to say thank you for your time, commitment to this wonderful city, and the thought that you have put toward to best spend these ARPA funds, not just for now, but the generations to come. So thank you. And I have another minute, but I'll continue to say thank you, but not waste your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our last speaker tonight is Shatoris Jackson. I do not see her. That will take us into council remarks.
Council members, you have 3 minutes also. Wrap yours up. In 3 minutes, we'll start tonight with Councilwoman Sylvia.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the speakers. Awesome job. I will look over this information that you gave. And I'd like to say to the public, thank you so much for coming and spending some time with your city council. A couple things. One, I'd like to send out condolences to Pastor Eugene and Melissa Burton in the loss of their daughter a few days ago. Send condolences to them. I'd also like to remind you guys that this coming Saturday at the Black Arts Festival, GAP, along with the Black Arts Festival, will be listening to our youth, That's at 1 o'clock in one of the tents. So you definitely want to go and hear what our youth have to say. They do have something to say in regards to what's going on in the city and what they like to see go on in the city. Also, on August 25th is our second annual Let the Youth Speak. So if anyone would like to help with that, I definitely need the help. And that's where our youth come out and they speak, that whatever they want to speak about. This year, we're centering Let the Youth Speak around a job fair and also continuing education. So that's going to be awesome. And we're also partnering with other entities, but one right now is the Mexican American Council. So kudos to them. And I think that's all I had to say. Oh, Gospel Fest was awesome. We've had a few events this past weekend with no kind of anything negative. So I'd like to say kudos to the city of Saginaw for that. Thank you very much, and you all have a lovely, blessed day.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sylvia. Next, we have Councilman Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Thank you to our public speakers, and Ms. Swan, thank you for the thank yous and your energy in that delivery is great. I would like to say that this past weekend, as my fellow councilwoman mentioned, the Gospel Fest, and we also had the Summer Comedy Jam on Saturday night, which was a very nice event. And one thing about that event that really stood out was there could have been so many more people there at the event. It was sponsored well, it was put on well by Mr. Twan Williams, but to hear that there's nothing to do in Saginaw, and we had a full day of events in our city, it would be nice to see the people that say there's nothing to do show up and support. That would be really nice. So with that being said, that's all that I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. Next, we have Councilman Balls.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to thank the speaker for coming here today to share those words. That's some good information for the city of Saginaw. We're looking forward to having that entity share the food with the people in Saginaw. It's going to help out a lot. I really don't have a lot to share, but I want to tell everybody our last meeting, I had the opportunity, last city council meeting, I was absent. I had the opportunity to spend 3 days with my son, who's a master plumber, and myself just being a pipe fitter, but we had a manufacturer that supplies 54% of all the hot water heaters in the United States. They asked us to come down and put us up for 2 days, flew us down there, put us up, and to show us their products. And it was really helpful to gain all this knowledge about the hot water heaters and what's the new stuff that's coming out. And to be able to spend my time with my son there, that was even more special. So we're looking forward to producing maybe some more pipe fitters or plumbers in my family. I got my son is a master plumber, and I got another one that's a firefighter. So we keeping the thing going here a little bit. So hopefully we'll bring that knowledge back and share that with some of our youth here in the city of Saginaw, and maybe send some other people down to that school to learn out about the hot water heaters. My heart still go out to the youth in the city of Saginaw. You know, it hurts so much to hear about kids dying in our streets. And, you know, only thing I could think that we could do is to try to mentor these kids and guide them to a certain path so they don't go into harm's way sometime. You know, that would help. But just to be there with those kids sometimes can really help out a lot. I must say, being in the Big Brothers and Sisters program, none of my youth have ever got caught with a gun or any gun violence, anything like that, out of having 6 little brothers in 30 years. You know, so it proves that the Big Brothers and mentoring programs do work. So I'd like to let everybody here know that if you can spend some time with the youth, that it will definitely help out our city. So thanks for letting me share that.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Ostash.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everybody, tonight to the chamber and watching from home. Rosemary, thanks for coming out and sharing some of your thoughts tonight. It was nice getting to know you a little bit before the meeting. So again, thanks for coming out and joining our meeting. Tina, again, thanks for all the work that you're putting into this. From the list that you've got here, you're doing a great job, so I'm excited to see the next steps that you start to turn on this project. Since our last meeting, being here, I had an opportunity to go over to Houghton Jones, and we've been talking about ARPA funds for our food desert that Tina's been working on, but also had the chance to see some ARPA funds being used over at Houghton Jones and some of their summer youth programs, some conversations that we were able to have there. And also, one of the programs they put together I thought was really cool. I didn't get a chance to talk to the youth that were participating in it. They had already left by the time I would have had a chance. But it's their Yearn to Learn program that they put together with their funds, and it's just teaching life skills. They're teaching finance, soft skills, proper etiquette, how to apply for work, why do we want to work, and so it's just some things that a lot of times the youth don't get in our public education systems. I agree with Councilman Williams that there is a lot to do in our city. Sometimes I have a hard time figuring out what to do because there is so much. Sometimes I have to pick and choose. I just wanted to make a comment about that. Another thing that I talk about from the table here quite a bit is the MI Reconnect program. And right now, students are getting ready. Colleges are starting to ramp back up for this fall. Just remember that this program is offered right here in the city of Saginaw. I have been told that it takes like 5 minutes to apply online, even through a mobile app. This is free college or certification programs, and they'll list everything on the Delta College website for anybody that's 21 years and older. Recently, I was on Facebook, and I saw that also STARS, our bus system, is going to be providing free transportation to the college. So again, my question is, what are you waiting for? It's all the opportunity is there for you youth that are looking to further your education. And like I've said before, I am so glad that I did many years ago. I'll even say 35. On our Saginaw DDA website, there have been some interesting grant programs that have been available. So I was just reading on a grant that's available today for if you're affiliated with an organization hosting any kind of community events. Organizations that can qualify, just has to be open to the public, and it cannot be a for-profit entity. So Saginaw Downtown Development Authority, that is a program that they are running. And also for our businesses, the Saginaw DDA is also offering facade grant programs. This is excellent for business owners who want to spruce up the front of their building a little bit more. So I would, if you're interested, I would say get a hold of the Saginaw DDA on those as well. And those are actually being offered in our Riverfront Mixed Use District. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Oster. Next, we have Councilman Flores.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, Saginaw. Again, thank you for Gospel Fest for coming through. I had the pleasure of speaking to the city about our gun violence and violence in general and those that we lost, including Keyshawn Banks, Quan Lee, Quay Smithers, Ryan Clemens, Mario Bulger, Don Simon, Pamela Whitson, Mazzy Redditon, and Deshaun as well. So we want to make sure that if folks have any information on those that still have an open investigation, please call 989-759-1251 to our investigation unit, or to Detective Mercer at 989-759-1628. Half of those individuals, Ryan, Quan, Quay, Keyshawn, and Cortez Hampton, are under the age of 20. So like we had spoke about at Gospel Fest, just an enormous loss to our community. And if anybody has any information, please come forward and help us solve these crimes. And then also, thank you so much to the Delganos for having me over at their church when I was at Gospel Fest. They had invited me over to Saginaw's new Beginnings Ministry Outreach. If anybody's looking for a great service, please go there at 10 a.m. on Sunday. And then last, please go to the Saginaw African Cultural Festival. I'll be out of town. I'll be in Pensacola, Florida. So I'm sad I'm going to miss it, but there's a lot of great things going on, including CAP, allowing folks to have the space and time to talk about what was talked about at Gospel Fest, of young people coming in and sharing their experiences. And then thank you to Councilmember Williams, who had also held something after Mazzy had passed, with the bishop, just trying to open up spaces for us to really deal with this issue. I had been in Grand Haven this past week, and every time I go out of town, I try to get the pulse of what other people think about our city. It's not good, but we want to do everything we can to push back against the violence that's happening. So that's all I have.
Thank you. I didn't know if he was finished. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Copeland.
Good evening, Saginaw. Thank you to our public speakers that shared this evening. My colleagues have already shared. We've been having some great events these past couple of weekends, and it just does my heart really good just to see what's going on. School is starting up, so I encourage families now. We have a lot of things going on with our new schools in our community. So parents, please check your email. I just got my packet for my children for school, so please check your mail. Orientations are going to be starting soon. Get to the cells before it's too late. Because our schools, and then also at the same time, if you have children in school, just go and stop and get a gift for your child's teacher on the first day of school. All right, that's for all my educators out there. I support our educators. Thank you, Ms. Swan, for your thanks today. I really enjoyed that, and looking forward to hearing the great things that are going on this weekend. I had a chance to trail with one of the community leaders that's doing some things and working with these organizations and just showing me some developments in Saginaw that they have a vision for. And I just love that. I love vision. I love seeing the future. It may not look like we want it to look now, but see beyond, foretell, foresee. And that's what we need right now to continue to see forward. What does our mayor say? It's a new season, it's a new day. All right, so we're looking forward to those great things. Congratulations to a national AXO competitor who brought back the bronze medal to Saginaw, Michigan. Julian Morris, the NAACP, held their annual AXO competition. Saginaw, as always, was on the map. Brother Smallwood Howman was also a presenter on the national stage. So Saginaw, we're always on the map. And then congratulations to Nadia Alexandra, who won a national boxing competition. And so she's right here in the city of Saginaw. So congratulations to our young people. Congratulations to all the great things that are going on in our community. I thank God for our community. I thank God for the city of Saginaw. And it's a pleasure again, as always, working with all my great colleagues. Have a blessed week, Saginaw.
Thank you. We watched that clock. We be watching that clock. Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Bench.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and good evening to everybody. One of the benefits and hazards of going last or second to last is everybody says all the good stuff before you, but in addition to all of the wonderful events that we've had this last week, and big thanks to everybody who's put in on for the city and just everybody who comes out and participates in these different activities. We've got the Black Arts Festival 3 days next weekend. We have 2 more nights of Friday Night Live, and the following weekend we have our second annual kickball event at Hoyt Park. So I think this might be like the busiest month out of the 3, I think, for summer. But there are lots of good things going on, and it is hard to mention them all. But hopefully we can all participate in some of them. To our public speakers, Ms. Swanton, thank you so much for being here. It is an absolute, pleasure to be able to help out with an agency such as yours and have that opportunity as a council member. So thank you for being here, and definitely look forward to the good work that you guys do and staying in touch in case there's anything we can do in the future to support. Ms. Hayes, thank you for being here. I'm going to take more time to go through your packet. I know some of my closest friends are really talented muralists and artists from Saginaw, so I frequently talk to them about how important it is to have the pulse of the community and to make sure that we're using local talent. At the same time, I'm not really sure what influence the council can have over the private group and a privately owned set of silos. However, I'm really hoping that the group of people who are putting this together do their due diligence and make sure that they're talking to the community. But either way it goes, I'm excited that those eyesores are being beautified, and I think that these art projects and these murals that we're seeing around the community are just wonderful. I think people get confused and think that city budget money is spent on it. It's not, something we're using our funds for, so it's something we just try to facilitate and encourage, because anytime we can have private groups, step into the community and come up with ways to beautify things, especially when we don't necessarily have the resources. Those are, that's always welcome. So, thank you, and that is all I have.
Thank you. Mine should be short and sweet, I hope. I really want to make the community aware of the Poverty Deferment Assistance Program for seniors and veterans. There are flyers, and I'll put it up, because for those in the audience and those on TV, you can see it. There are flyers where your taxes will be deferred, not paid, deferred until next year, and you have until September the 15th to actually fill out the application. You would go downstairs to the assessor's office, and they would give you what you need to fill out. You take it over to the clerk. The clerk then enters it, not the cashier. Is that what, down in where you pay our water bill? So you go right across, and they will actually walk you through. The assessor, our assessment office, whether people believe it or not, they really are cool. Because they tell you what you need to know, and then they walk you through it. Okay? Over this week, people have been asking about those blue trash cans and the raising of the taxes. There's a brochure that's in all of our little brochure holders that does a breakout on all of the money that we think Saginaw gets. If you look at this sheet, you'll see we don't get as much as they say. Okay? So please, we're at the Black Arts Festival. Sorry, I want to be there, but we're going to be at Friday Night Live. We've been there ever since it started, and all of this information is on our table. You can't miss us. We're the first thing you see when you walk in. We're the greeters, okay? In October 18th through the 20th, the council will have an opportunity to travel to a conference in Traverse City, Michigan. My fellow council persons, it is not an inexpensive trip. When we go on these trips, we actually need to bring back reports, talk about what we learned, so that the community knows that we are doing our due diligence when we go out of town. I encourage you all to get signed up, to do the things that we need to do to make this a good trip. And with that, it's a new season, it's a new day. Fresh anointing is coming our way. I see it, Miss Jan, the spirit of power and prosperity. It's a new season, and it's coming for us. 21 to 19 seconds. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk.
15, 14, 13.
You know what? See, we have literally, this excites me. I get tickled pink with this clock. And so it is working out so well for us. And not only that.
There you go.
Oh, my buzzer. Madam Clerk, you see she waited to do the whole 3 minutes.
We are now at reports from manager.
Mr. Manager.
Thank you, and I want to make a comment about the special event grants that Councilman Ostash mentioned from the DDA. We would like to start funding some new events too. That's one of the things that we've tried to focus on, that we want to focus on. So if an organization is having a new event, then put in an application. We do have a budget for it, and we have time frames, so you can contact the DDA coordinator to get that information. But the event also does have to be in the DDA district. And I also want to thank Saginaw Valley State University for hosting the Tokushima students who were here on July 28th to visit City Hall. They were here during the week, and the university did host them and took them, I think, all through the state of Michigan. So they've been a great partner working with the city, with our sister city. So Thank you to them, and it was great having all of those students here visiting the city of Saginaw. Also, we did, as you all know, we received $38.7 million in funding from the Protecting My Pension Grant Program. It will be applied to the city of Saginaw's pension, and this program, I won't say it's somewhat, I guess, controversial for some communities. However, I think it's important to note that the city of Saginaw has taken a lot of measures to reduce our liabilities from eliminating the pension plan in the early 2000s. That was a first step, but we've done a lot of other work to reduce those liabilities over the years. But when you have population decline and the number of staff members that we did have previous to that, the pension liability is quite significant compared to a lot of other communities. You see that in some of the larger legacy communities in the state. So I think this is a great program. It's warranted and it's been necessary for a long time. I think part of that liability does go throughout the state of Michigan where some of the population has dispersed to. So I do think the state, the intent is to get our funding level to 60%, so that should get us there based upon the last valuation. And we'll be working with MERS to review all of our funding. Additionally, we were notified that our fiscal year 22 comprehensive annual financial report has been awarded the Government Finance Officers Association Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. The certificate program was started in 1945 to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare annual comprehensive financial reports that evidence the spirit of transparency and full disclosure. The certificate is the highest form of recognition in government accounting and financial reporting, and this is the 14th consecutive year that the city of Saginaw has received this award. So we started applying for it again with the 2008 or 2009 audit. And from where we were a few years before that, where our audits were a year late or 6 months late, that's a really great achievement. And so congratulations to our finance director, Lori Brown, and her team for that. And Madam Mayor, that concludes the management update.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Manning. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Flores.
Thank you, Mayor. For the $38.7 million, who had lobbied Lansing for that?
It's part of their, I think, part of their ARPA program, but I've been meeting with the state of Michigan Treasury since 2010, 11, talking about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Mayors have, the MML has been a big part of getting this program in there. So I think it's a lot of various units. And it's not, if you look at the recipients, you'll see a lot of local units that you might not think have underfunded pensions.
Like Midland, Bay City, and Flint, yeah.
So it's important for a lot of communities. So I do think it is something that's necessary to spread out that liability to where our population has gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, great work. Thank you. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
We are now at consent agenda.
The agenda has been available at City Hall and on the city webpage and on SGTV Channel 191. I need a motion to accept the consent agenda, leaving room for exceptions.
So moved.
It's been moved and second. Do we have any exceptions? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk,
We are at board, commission, committee reports.
do we have any reports from any boards or commission? Yes.
Thank you, Mayor Moore. I have one report in regards to our, I just had it up, sorry. In regards to our food insecurity study. We have met with the consultants on behalf, in regards to where we are currently. Our consultants are in stage 1 of this in-depth feasibility study. For this month and next month, they will be intentional about their outreach with our city staff, our city council, as well as the community, city council, as well as, so I'm saying this for my colleagues, if they reach out to you, this is where they are. They want to see where we are standing and our thoughts about food insecurity as a municipality. And then in September, they're also going to be meeting with local organizations that have a hand in food insecurity and supporting those areas. And so I will send an email out, but if there are any organizations, we do have some in mind, but we may miss some. And our hope and goal for this whole study is that we get everyone. Following August and September, we will then move into the community outreach, and then we will have more information on the process of how we will be intentional in getting all community voice during this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Madam Clerk,
You are now at appointment of board, commission, committee members.
I'm asking for a motion to approve items 1 through 3, allowing room for exceptions.
So moved.
Support.
Are there any exceptions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
We are now at miscellaneous business. We have one item tonight. It's a motion to designate an official representative of the city and an alternate for the Michigan Municipal League annual meeting to be held in Traverse City, October 18th through the 20th.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I'll make that motion to designate our official representative as the Mayor Brenda Moore, and our alternate would be Councilman Ostash.
Second.
Is there anyone else? There's a motion on the floor. Can we get a second?
Support.
I have a second.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that
You
one.
didn't
Okay,
hear
I'm
it?
sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Williams. George beat you.
Okay.
Any more questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. I just don't know how to act. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
No move. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Everybody have a blessed week.